You are now listening to Fight Life Unfiltered. What were we talking about?
Everything.
Well, I mean, we talked about your blackjack addiction, or should I say poker?
My
Yeah,
poker
no,
addiction.
poker addiction or
Mushrooms.
success, shrooms. No, but dude, appreciate you coming and being
Yeah.
on the show. I had no idea when I saw your shit all over social media, and then we were talking randomly, and Lucas was saying how he knew you and trained with you, and
Yeah. Well, I saw that you followed me and I was like, oh, this dude has a lot of followers. Like he's like, this is pretty cool. And then I looked you up and I saw they did a podcast and I've always wanted to do a podcast. I knew that he did it, could never make Fridays. And I was like, one day we'll just have to make this work. And today we just finally made it work. So
oh, dude,
I'm
we're
super
making
excited.
it. We're making it. We're in the old freaking emptied out weight room of Stout.
This is
down in the
grunge.
Strip
This is
District.
grunge
Yeah, bro.
right here. I like this.
Spent some good times in here.
Yeah.
I
Really?
miss it. Yeah, it's a skeleton right now, but this is like a really nice weight room for
Really?
one point. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, we-
dripped, but I like it. Throwback style.
Yeah, we've had a couple of shows in here.
Yeah, we had Ryan Tuttle from Underdog, and right before my Eddie fight.
That's
There
right.
was only one,
Yeah.
but
Now we
Yeah.
were saying you look a little thick, and you were saying you're walking
Hey,
around a
man.
little heavy.
Yeah, that's a good point. We should talk.
What
We should start
what
off
are
with
you eating right now?
that.
Yeah.
All of it. You big snacks guy?
see it, eat it.
Sweets?
I love sweets.
What's
I'll
the
tell you
go-to?
right now, my go-to thing, if you were like, Lucas, what's your day look like? I'd go latte and a muffin.
Latte and a muffin.
But I don't eat until like
From
12
where?
o'clock.
A muffin, blueberry muffin.
I usually go chocolate today. I went blueberry.
Where are you going for your muffin?
Ideally, Mediterra Cafe. That place is fire. But wherever. Just I like coffee shops. I'll just chill there.
You a breakfast guy?
Oh, huge. The same breakfast every single day for the past like 3 years. I go 4 eggs and a piece of sourdough bread with honey all over it and some Greek yogurt.
That's fire. See, I'm getting back in my healthiness.
Sourdough bread.
Sourdough
Dude,
bread's good.
I'm having my mom learn how to make bread so I could start like just getting my own for my house because I usually just buy it from Sam's Club and it's kind of ass most of the time because you cut it and
Yep.
it breaks apart. But yeah, same breakfast every morning.
My wife
This-
has been working on like making sourdough bread.
It's hard.
And so yeah, you got to get like a starter. I was like, I want to learn how to do this stuff.
It's hard. You gotta get your hands in there. You gotta work with your fingers.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen anybody make bread.
Dude, you gotta it then has to like ferment. So then you gotta let it sit for a while, and then you gotta put it in the oven and it's gotta wait. You gotta cook it a certain amount of time or it's all bad. It's
Yeah.
gotta sit for a while after so it could rise. There's a whole science to it.
It's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it is. I feel like it's something I would
And
enjoy.
it's delicious. I mean, sourdough bread is
True.
by far the best bread.
If you smell a fresh sourdough loaf, my one coach got a loaf brought in for him the other day, and the fresh sourdough smell is like it's actually probably the best thing you could smell. So good.
I usually just, go to Aldi.
Yeah.
That's cool, you guys.
Oh, dude, it's healthier.
Dude.
You don't get the stomach ache.
There's not a million. If you look at like bread nowadays, like if you look at
Oh,
the ingredients list, it's
Yeah.
like it's legit like you're eating like a little Debbie's cake. It's
Yeah.
like the same thing.
Dude, why's there red dye 40 in my bread?
Right?
No, dude, I bought a bagel the other day and like a brand of bagels. It was like I'm gonna blast this company. It was like Dave's Big Bagels, and it was like a protein.
Oh, yeah.
bagel.
Yeah, I
And
know
I,
what you're talking
I looked at it and it had like blue 10 and like red 4. I'm like,
Yeah.
why? Why are we putting food dyes in my bagel?
Yeah, to make it look more blueberry.
Yeah, and they're advertising it as like healthy protein bagels, and I'm like, this is not.
Yeah,
Healthy protein.
they'll do anything that fits a macro
Yes.
level and
Yeah.
then just put in just chemical.
Well, then you see like high fructose corn
Kodiak.
syrup behind it.
Is
Kodiak.
that the Kodiak like
Yeah.
pancakes and waffles?
Mhm. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I do love some Kodiak pancakes.
Kodiak.
I throw them in
Yeah.
my diet like twice a week. I have a bunch of it. If I ever like want a bunch of
Kodiak-
carbs before training, I'll make some blueberry Kodiak pancakes.
Mm-hmm.
That's also
You
one of my
can't go
favorites.
wrong with that.
Dude, so good.
Kodiak pancake.
Unless I fuck it up real bad. And like the other day I messed up my pancakes and it was all
Yeah.
gooey. I got a stomach. I thought I got like food poisoning from my pancakes.
Well, you can't really fuck it up that bad. I mean, as long as
Well, I put
egg-
don't put frozen fruit in
the batter.
In the batter. Don't do that. It messes up the way it cooks. I learned that the hard way. I put frozen blueberries in there and like nothing cooked on the inside. So when I ate it, it was like gooey. It was like it wasn't
You
cooked.
could like microwave blueberries maybe before or something just to get them.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it's right.
Never thought about
I
that.
usually don't put them in the batter. I usually pour the pancakes and then I take the blueberries and I put them,
Toss them in
and
after.
then I flip the pancake,
Mm-hmm.
and they're still almost a little cold, but the pancake's like crisp.
It's crisp and nice. Are you a guy where you put your syrup on top or you put it on the side to dip it in?
on the top.
On the top?
Yeah,
So you got to do
I'm a
both.
top.
You got to get one on the side and you got to put one to dip.
I like to make a little smiley face with my chocolate chips.
Of course.
Yeah,
You like cut ears and like make a little Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, make it look like Mickey Mouse.
So what are you eating?
Just like this stuff. And
So like after training on Tuesday, what did you go eat?
after training on Tuesday, probably, I don't know. I've been eating a little bit better. I've been learning how to cook a little bit.
Oh,
So I got like HelloFresh to learn to teach myself how to cook.
Are you literally getting like three meals a week from HelloFresh with the directions?
Man,
What's the winner so far?
I made shawarma with
what?
like pita and you dip it in.
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah.
It was fire. And like the cool thing about it is I actually am learning how to, I think I can make it myself. And I still have the little paper.
We've gone through a couple different services and we've kept all of the like recipes so that we can
That's
just
smart.
go to them.
Make your own.
Yeah.
I've never done anything like that.
I
I
feel
usually
like-
just I make pounds of ground beef at a time.
Mine is I lack the ideas.
Yeah.
I don't need the help to like, I can go to the store and get what I need to get.
Yeah.
I just don't have the ideas of like what to cook and how to make it taste good.
I'm the same way.
I don't know what to get at the store. Like I'll be like, yeah, man, I want
Really?
to make like, spaghetti with ground beef and this and that. And then I'll be like,
But what ingredients do I need?
yeah, it's
like
like crazy because I do have Google, right? And I
Yeah.
could look it up, but
Just
just
shoot
like
ChatGPT,
that's just
bro.
fucking
Ask ChatGPT, be like, hey,
dude,
robot.
I just found out about ChatGPT.
dude, I use it. If
Really?
you look at my last 50 searches on ChatGPT,
You can use it
So-
for anything.
Here's a hack, right? Go read every intro or description for the episodes for Fight Life. And I turn on ChatGPT and I say, give a description for podcast episode 21 with Kyle O'Hare and Lucas talking about X, Y, and Z.
Mm-hmm.
Make it compelling, exciting, and then make sure to call out their social medias. And literally 5
you a
seconds
script.
later, it's like, boom, there it is.
dude, I had a
Copy, paste.
Nuts.
I've had like a bunch of like random people DM me recently and like kind of like I wouldn't say fans, but I guess so now I can call them that, which is weird. But
Yeah.
This guy DM'd me and he sent me a screenshot. I guess he plugged my name into ChatGPT and like just like said like who is Kyle O'Hare? And they gave this massive script of everything that I was. Blue belt, 5'9", 135-pound fighter. It gave him my recent fight that I have coming up. It gave him where I'm from, everything about me. And I was like,
Dude, it'd be telling you stuff you don't even know.
that's kind of crazy. Like it was kind of, I was like, I'm in ChatGPT right now. Like you could put my name in there and they'll tell you who I am.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I did that when I looked it up myself. What?
Yeah, I'm just gonna see. What is Fight Life Unfiltered?
You didn't make it unless you're ChatGPT verified.
Right?
Well, yeah.
Once ChatGPT knows who you are, then you're good for life.
Yeah. If not, I'm gonna feel really disappointed.
As a kid, that was my thing. Is I always wanted to look myself up on Google.
Yeah.
That was like I always wanted to type in my name on Google and it pop up everywhere.
That's funny because I've done that before,
Really?
for sure. Yeah.
I
I
yourself?
chat GPT'd myself.
Dude,
What
I
is
paid
that?
for it. So I started a Minecraft world with my friends. I was telling you about this, and I put 100 hours, over 100 hours of Minecraft in the last 2 weeks with my friends, and
It's close. It still has you in there's the showman.
the showman.
Damn, that's like wild, bro. I just don't
Podcast
understand how, dude. It also is like that.
Dude, it's instant. Dude,
Yeah,
you could ask
you'll
it
be
for,
like-
so you know that picture I posted on my Instagram with like the Easter background?
Yeah.
I said, hey ChatGPT, create me a background, create me an Easter themed background
Yeah,
with Easter
I did that
baskets,
for
tickets.
some of the Dana White holding the belt, the Ilya Taporia. I'm like, give me a graphic image of
Get the fuck
Dana
out.
White.
Swear to God, I'll show you my prompt.
Yeah, you
Dude,
didn't know
well,
that.
but I gotta scroll past my 100 Minecraft prompts that I've given it in the past week, but
See, now Lucas actually doesn't value me as much as he was before. 'Cause he was like, I don't know how he comes up with some of these images.
no, it's let me see.
Wait, you have to. Oh, it's so loud. So I can just. Chat GPT, make me a photo of an MMA fighter fighting a turtle.
Go get that.
Yeah.
There's no, that's so sick.
Yeah, like that was ChatGPT. A big, oversized Ilia Topuria getting the belt from Dana White. And it was just like,
Dude, this might be the coolest thing that's ever
well, think
existed.
about this. It's going to upgrade, right? And when you look at all other technology, it upgrades exponentially.
They're already on 4.0
Like,
now.
yeah. So like
Yeah,
right
when
now,
did this come out?
It's been out for a
Couple
while.
years.
It's been out for a couple of years now, but it's become like public mainstream for over the past like 2 years, I would say. It's been like mainstream for the public for free use. And then like I pay $20 for it. But
see, it's wild that you two don't live in a world where you ever had a house phone as like I,
I know, it's fun.
well, yeah, I'm sure you had a house phone, but like when you were a kid, were there cell phones all the time?
Yeah, there was,
Yeah.
we got
Like,
cell phones when
yeah, I was
I
born
was
in
like
2003, so that's like
probably a
right when the
little
first
bit
iPhone
older,
came out.
probably like a
Yeah.
little bit older than him.
Yeah,
When my
like
whole
we had a
family got
Motorola for the whole
Oh, yeah.
family
Yeah.
when I was a junior or senior in high school. So like my whole middle school, like macking on girls, I
You're
was
doing it on your mom's phone.
oh dude, like 4
No one
hours at
pick
a
up the other
time.
line.
I was
I'm on the
like,
phone.
you know, I'd be like,
That's
I'm not
crazy.
giving-
Yeah, I didn't think.
Oh, yeah.
I got a flip phone, like probably fifth grade.
They're still creating your image. They're probably giving you a deep one. Might be service issues too. But yeah, bro, I
That's
asked them to
sick.
create that image for me. Like you can kind of see the mistakes too. Like you could see like in the word tickets right here, like they messed up the E.
Dude, my favorite part about the little like comic book thing I made was all the misspellings.
Yeah.
I thought that shit was hilarious.
Yeah.
But
it's
I'm
pretty-
so new to Chat GPT, so I don't know what things are.
That's where you made that.
Yeah, well,
Okay, I got you.
I messaged somebody. It actually trains out in Phoenix, and I was like, "Where'd you make this thing?" Because I like usually do that comic book thing after I fight, and then he like gave it to me, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I have Chat GPT. I've never used it.
Yeah.
Let me look up how to do it." And then he fucking
Yeah.
pretty sick.
About
It is-
the
it is
easiest thing to use ever. Like, give me this.
Dude, it's revolutionary. Like especially like for social media. Like I've asked it questions like best times to post
Yeah.
on Instagram, and they'll give me a sheet, and then I'll be like, "Yeah, dude, that's it right
Dude,
there."
that's way cooler than I expected.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a snapping turtle. Too.
Yes, it is.
Uh,
Yeah, but it's crazy. You could use it for any advice. Like, what else? I mean, I ask it Minecraft questions all the time, but like, I don't use it for the right purposes.
we were just talking about like your social media and stuff, dude. Your social media presence has exploded in like a month.
Yeah, it's been.
You went from I was telling him, so you when was your debut fight?
What date was that? I don't know. I got CTE. Let me look.
February.
Was that February?
Had to have been.
February 20th, maybe?
You
that
already
fight-
have CT.
That fight was your debut.
That
I
was his
fought Muay Thai.
Yeah,
February
so-
15th.
It was your MMA debut.
MMA
yeah.
debut.
So MMA debut February 15th.
Yeah.
By February 20th, you had probably 10,000 followers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
crazy.
you like I looked at his social media because he was always like posting and stuff, and I like I'll go into the backstory like when
Yeah.
I
How do
saw
you
him.
guys know each other?
So the first time I ever saw him, he's fought for stout fights before. He was taking like Ami Muay Thai fights, and the first time he came out, I didn't know who he was, and I just like watched. I was like, he's just like had this like swagger about him, right? The young kid, tattoo sleeve, handsome kid, dancing around. I was like, who is this kid, right? And then he's just like kind of just dotting this kid up. I really don't remember how the fight went, but he won.
I knocked him out. The first one that I fought first.
Oh, yeah,
I knocked
yeah.
the dude out, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, damn, this kid's good. And then I really don't know when we met each other.
No, the first time we ever spoke was when we competed against each other at that grappling.
Oh
match.
yeah,
Okay, so you guys grappling
yeah,
match.
yeah. So I actually remember that because I think I followed you on Instagram maybe, and I'm driving to Grappling Industries. And I'm like, fuck it, like I did a tournament. I had just pro debuted, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna enter a tournament because
Yeah.
I was getting fat, right? So I'm driving, and it's April, literally probably this time last year.
Yeah.
I'm driving and look up my bracket. I'm like, Kyle O'Hare. I was like, I know that name. I'm like, turning the corner, about to pull in. I was like, oh shit, this will be a good, like this will be a competitive match. And we had a banger of a match. His foot was a little hurt.
My hand.
Oh yeah,
I had a sprained wrist and a fractured thumb, and I had it like all taped up like this. It was so bad. But dude, so that with that tournament, I was looking at my bracket and like I'm like a little confident in myself. So I was like, dude, these blue belts can't hold me. Like let me see who's in the purple belt division. And I looked and there was nobody in 135, no one in 145. And I looked at 155 and I was like, ooh, Lucas is in here. Like
Yeah, it's sick.
I was like, that's a good like I'm here to get better. Like probably not gonna win. Don't care though. I want experience and I want to go against someone who was, D1 wrestler, like good grappling. Like I want to go against someone good. And I was like, I was with my dad and I was like, you know what? Like I'm gonna sign up for this. Texting my coach. I'm like, I'm doing this. And he was like, you sure you want to? I was like, yeah, like I want the best people all the time. So I did that just literally solely to
That's
go
awesome.
to try to get good competition. And then
That's sick.
we talked and then we started training together.
Yeah, I thought you guys knew each other from before, but you're from
No.
two different parts of Ohio.
Yeah, so I mean, he's also, how old are you?
21.
21.
Yeah,
And so like
a
we
few
wouldn't
years
even been
younger.
in school
Yeah.
together. And where'd you go to high school?
Gerard. I don't know if you know where that is. It's like right outside of Youngstown.
What division?
And when I was there, it was D2. It's D3 now though.
Okay, yeah, so we were D1.
I never went to state though. I lost in my blood. I pinned myself in the blood rounds my senior year. I was winning the match.
I was a two-time blood round guy.
Yep.
Sophomore, junior year.
Yep. Fuck the blood rounds, dude.
Yeah,
Bad experience.
to qualify, yeah, district tournament, blood rounds. Rough.
Yeah, well, we had, dude, our D2 when I was in high school was like, do you know like the Decaturs?
Mhm.
Like, dude, I had Jacob Decatur in my bracket. Kyle, do you know Kyle Rowan? He went to Stanford, I think, to wrestle. Like, dude, my whole
Yeah.
entire division at my weight class, 132, was just like absolute studs. Like when I look back, like nowadays I look at their brackets, I'm like, dude, these like cakewalks. And when I was in there, it was like hammer, hammer, hammer. Like it was insane.
Yeah, that's how my brackets, like every kid in my district tournament went D1. Every kid.
Yeah, my first match at districts was Jacob Decatur. And like
Yeah, that's right.
I think I got beat like 21 to like 4. I actually scored a takedown on him though. I'll take that.
Jacob was good. He ended up being a national champ D3.
Yeah. So like he was a stud though.
I've partied with the Decaturs.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
I've never I actually was supposed to wrestle one of them at an open tournament and he ended up like I think he had a bad tournament or something.
Yeah.
There was an interesting story I was actually since we're talking about wrestling, and then I want to talk about the whole social media craze because I think that's
it's sick.
Yeah, we
yeah.
could talk
I
about
want.
it. Sure.
I think it's cool, especially knowing that you have a background in like editing videos. Like, you're like made to do this.
I wanted to go to college.
Are you like a
Yeah.
CIA plant
Yeah.
to try to like infiltrate?
That's Chat GPT.
Yeah, ask him about my
Yeah.
plan. No, when I was in high school, that was my passion. It was my senior year. I'm not good at school. If I applied myself, I would be, but I don't like school. I thought that it was like all the electives that I was taking, I always was thinking in school, like, I'm never gonna use this shit. Like I don't like it. And I would never pay attention to it. But I took my senior year, I almost didn't graduate because I took 4 videography classes in a row. So like I would do 4 different classes in a row and they were all like videography editing classes. And that was just my passion. I was gonna go to college and wrestle D2 and I was
Where?
I was either gonna go to like where was I gonna go? I was gonna go to either Cleveland State. I was either gonna go to that's D1.
Mhm.
Oh shit. Yeah, they sent me a letter. There was a few other schools, like there was a bunch of D3 schools that I can't even remember honestly. And I was like, I don't want to go wrestle D3.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I actually started training like kind of by accident, like jujitsu. Like it wasn't in my plans at all.
Really?
Yeah, dude, I'll tell that story real quick while he pulls up whatever he's
Yeah.
doing. But
yeah, I'm super interested.
yeah, so I was getting my hair cut by this dude that I was friends with because my friend was an apprentice for this barber shop and he was like, come get my hair cut by this dude. And if he never said that, I probably wouldn't be fighting right now. But he was like, I was getting my hair cut and this guy was like, you ever think about training jujitsu? And I was like, I didn't know what jujitsu was. I was like, what is it? And he told me and he was like, you should come to my gym. And funny story, ever since that, he trained there for like years. And ever since I started going, he's never gone again, which is funny. But I started training there, doing jujitsu classes. And I remember the first day I actually got in trouble because I swept this girl. Like we did a move from like, we were actually doing leg lock stuff. And I was in Ashi upside down. I swept this girl. Her name is Kelly. I love Kelly. She's my friend now. But I got in trouble that day, my first day training, because I thought it was like a wrestling class. Like I thought like you're supposed to go hard. I came straight from wrestling.
trying to win.
Yeah. So I swept this girl really hard, and I got a phone call from my coach now, and he was like, let's tone it down a bit. And started training some striking. And I asked my coach, I was like, when do you think I could fight? And he goes, when you get your purple belt. And I was like, fuck, like that's a long time. Like that's a long time. I'm not even a purple belt now. I'm a 2-stripe blue belt still.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so I started doing some striking and just kept on showing up. And I was like, can I do just a striking fight? I was like, let me just get a Muay Thai fight. And he was like, we'll see. Just keep on training. And I just kept on training, and I started to like it. And I was still like a degenerate at this point. Like after high school, I worked at like a car dealership, and I would go home with my paychecks, and I would drink a pack of Twisted Teas like a night, and I would play Smash Bros with my friends.
In poker.
In poker. Not, yeah, I wasn't playing that much at that time. I started playing poker more after I started fighting. But yeah, I just kind of just did some Muay Thai fights and was winning. And I just always have, after that, I've just had like this insane belief in myself that I could be the best in the world, and that I've always like envisioned myself being like a social media content creator. And like now it's like kind of coming to fruition. So it's kind of cool. But yeah, I kind of just started training by accident. I had no plans to fight after high school. I just wanted to drink and play Smash Bros all day.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's like I would say like kind of a common story. I think every like story has its own like unique stuff, but I think like your content creating, like interest in content creating, and then looking at where you are now, like it just makes sense.
And that's my goal. Like actually I had a cool story. Do you know Nina Drama? I'm sure you do. The girl that works for the UFC, black girl,
the hot one
that
yeah.
always shows her tits.
The hot girl.
Yeah. So I was in Vegas for the Sphere fights, and I met so many people that weekend, and I saw her like walking by herself. She was walking by herself, and I was like, let me just go talk to her. So she's actually really cool. She had over like 2 million followers at this time. She's super famous. And I went up to her and I just talked to her, and I was like, I always have this belief in myself that I could be a good social media presence. Like, what should I do to like start it? And she talked to me for like over 5 minutes and gave me like all these tips and advice to start it. And I wrote all of it down on my notes, and I studied it, and I just took some advice for her. So shout out Nina. Nina's really cool. I told her, I was like, one day we'll meet again, and I'll have a ton of followers, and we'll make content one day. So that's always a goal.
There is a formula. You know what I mean? I
There
think
is.
that's the thing. Like if somebody knows the formula, it's just like business. It's like anything that you can get good at doing. It's like MMA, right?
Yeah,
like
there's
you
a
go to
system.
people that have done it before and understand how to get better.
Exactly.
And it's no different when you're doing social media.
It's a skill. You just got to learn the ins and outs of the algorithm. And like I've bought courses from like Caden Henschel. Like I've bought his courses, and I've been in the DMs with Muggsy. If you know who that is, I've talked to him a bunch, and he's like helped me with my videos too.
Yeah, those are both good people to like.
Yeah, they're both really big, like in the wrestling, which is hard. I feel like to be a wrestling content creator, because wrestling is boring.
Yeah,
at the high level.
I think personally, like with Caden, I think he's a great example of somebody who's like, oh, there's nobody here. He's just he's like a D2,
yeah.
D2 wrestler, and then he just started making YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And this kid is more famous than
That's
everybody
like that
in wrestling
kid.
other than Gabe.
Giorgio's I know Giorgio.
Okay, we talked about him on the one podcast.
I know.
Take me down and get $1,000, kid.
He's from Canfield. Canfield's 5 minutes, 10 minutes from my house. So I've watched. I don't think I've ever talked to him, but I know him. I know his brothers. I've watched him wrestle in high school when I was in high school. So I've always like known of Giorgio, and like he's also been like a little bit of an inspiration too, seeing that like someone from my area can do something like that. And I was like, I could do the same thing. Like, I think it's once you get past the part of like you need to believe in yourself that everyone who's famous right now was not famous at some point, and they all started with absolutely nothing, the same spot that like there's no reason you can't be able to do what you can't emulate what other.
You have to be able to remove yourself away from caring what other people think.
Exactly. And I've never cared what anyone
That's
said
the
about
biggest
me.
key, because a lot of times people won't do what they really want to do because they're bound by the small group of like people who they feel
It's the
like
hometown.
judged.
Hate. It's the people in their hometown that they hate.
Dude, I'll tell you right now, the number one thing I would tell somebody is get the fuck out of your hometown.
Dude,
if I'm a your situation is a little different. We've talked about that, but like if I'm an 18-year-old kid and I'm trying to do anything in my life, get the fuck out of your hometown, because they all think of you as the same 12-year-old kid they met. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, and like you can go back, right? If you want to like start a family, like eventually that's an option,
Yeah.
right? Your family's there, go back, but like get
Mhm.
out, figure out life outside of your home.
1000%.
Especially if you live in a small town.
Yeah,
That's
That's
how
a big
I-
thing,
yeah.
right? And I I was always confident in myself, but I always cared more than I wanted to admit what other people thought.
Mm-hmm.
Like in some way
And
where
you cater to that a
it
little.
was just kind of like, oh man, I don't want to. I don't know. It was very insecure.
Yeah, and like sometimes you want to click post and you're like, what is this
Yes.
person from high school gonna that was kind of like a bully gonna say about me?
Yes.
Like
yeah.
because when I used to post videos when I wasn't as popular, my videos would have like 15 shares but like 30 likes. And I'm like, I know that these are people from high school just sharing this and being like, look at what like look how cringy this is. Like I
Yeah.
know that that's what that is.
Oh, I heard through the grapevine, like when I fought amateur MMA, it was a thing. Like people would be out and people would come to me and say, oh, so and so was saying shit last night.
Oh, I hear that all
And,
the
and
time.
it's just like,
Well, I have
okay.
people that I was friends with in high school and like
It's jealous.
just like you said, like people judge you off who you were when you were younger. Like
Yeah.
if people judge me off who I was in high school, like they have 100% valid point to hate me. I mean, I was not a good person in high school. I was an asshole. Like I was a bully, like for 100%. But like people change, and like people don't seem to realize that. And then especially when you start to get popular, they'll tell people like,
I'll
oh,
find the worst of you.
yeah. And then they're like, oh, Kyle did this, and he's a terrible person. And it's like you're right in high school, but like you know, you got to understand that people change. So that's why. Exactly. Getting out of your hometown is a big part of trying to grow and change.
Yeah, I think like you know, it's different for everybody. I remember my best friend Cam Jenkins like sat me down one time. I almost moved back. I lived in Pittsburgh and I almost moved back, and he was like, "Fuck that." He was like, He was like, "I won't talk to you if you move back here." I was like, "Well, you're like the only person I talk to." And he's like, "I won't talk to you." He's like, "You gotta fucking stay there. Like, you need somebody to be able to do that in your life." Like,
Yeah, that's a
thank
good
God,
friend. That's
thank God
accountability.
that
Yeah.
happened.
Comfort brings nothing positive when you're trying to achieve your goals.
No.
100%. Like you got to be like some of those posts that I post, like I'm like, man, I know I'm gonna get like made fun of for this, like, but it's like, who's making fun of me? Like, why am I judging myself on their opinions?
You're at an interesting crossroads because this was how I felt. Like, dude, 6 years ago, bald guy that got into jujitsu and has a podcast. If I had $1 every time somebody called me Joe Rogan,
Yeah,
like
the fake Joe
yeah,
Rogan.
and not in a nice way. Like, okay, Joe Rogan.
For sure. But
And-
people call me karate. They're like, okay, how's karate going? It's like, fuck you, bro. Like,
Yeah.
stop.
Yes.
Like I don't do
There's a
karate.
handful of people who, when they give me shit, I can laugh. But then there's like, I know there's people who would never say it to me, who say it behind me.
Yeah.
And I know full well a lot of it's from a place of jealousy.
For sure.
You know, they're in that place.
Put
But
yourself in their shoes. They're
Yeah.
seeing you try to go out of their comfort zone, and that's just insecurity on their own part.
Yeah,
They're
but
insecure of who they are. So they
when
want
you start to
match up.
have a following, like I have more downloads on the podcast than number of people from my hometown.
Yeah.
And so then I'm like, it's a negative thing because I want everybody to be a fan of what I'm doing and listen to things, especially if they get value out of it. It's not like everybody has to,
Yeah.
but it's cool when I have somebody who I never really spoke to
Mhm.
reach out and was like, hey, I checked out the MMA show and I've started to follow Lucas. You know, and I follow Brody Harris now. I had somebody that
Yeah.
told me the other day, like, I saw Brody's getting ready to fight. I'm like, how do you know Brody Harris? He's like, listen to him on the podcast.
That's fulfilling.
That's
Makes you feel
cool,
good. Yeah.
especially when I know that there's more people listening. Then I don't need the 12,000 people who I grew up with.
Exactly.
There's 40,000 people that downloaded this, and so it's like
That's what
cool.
matters.
And it's also like it's stuff that we've always wanted to do. You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
always kind of want to do content creation stuff. And like it's not, I don't even think with you, I think the reason it's so popular and it's so fast is like it's just you. Like
Right.
you like that video yesterday, you fucking get in a grappling match
Yeah.
last minute and you fucking
You
it's
see that
going for a leg
video?
lock,
Yeah,
fake fingers in the butt, and like that's just some shit you do. Like I've seen you do shit like that at practice. Like it's just like he's
Yeah.
always sticking his fingers in people's butt at practice.
All right.
No,
That's a little.
but like, nah, but it's just you.
there's a clip.
Yeah.
It's just you. So like it's natural. You know what I mean? Like I always wanted a podcast. So I'm like, you want to start a podcast? Like I really don't care about the followers, you know?
Yeah.
I
Well, that's
wanted to fucking
if I had to give advice to someone, and I got this from someone else, I forget who it was, but I probably just saw it on a reel when I was doom scrolling. But first 10,000 followers, like I just told you guys, your personality is everything. People can see when you're being fake. People can see when you're trying to emulate other people's content. People can
Yes.
see when you're trying to copy stuff. They don't want copycats. They want original people that they could relate to, create value from, and they feel like they could look up to. And
Yeah.
like, I feel like the community that I'm trying to build right now is just people who love MMA, but it's also like the younger side. Like
Yeah.
I'm the younger kid who's growing up in MMA, and it's like the new gen of people who are just like they don't care.
Yeah.
It's not the tough guy. It's not like the just bleed UFC. It's like let's have fun UFC. It's like that. Let's have fun MMA. Like
Yeah.
like let's make jokes out of it. It's not that serious, you know. And I think people
Absolutely.
like fun. People want to see fun and jokes in MMA, and I think that I could bring that out because everyone's so serious, dude. Everyone's like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
fucking like in the like when I do like when I'm in the UFC and I do like press conferences and like I have a guy telling me like, yeah, he's got no chance. I'm gonna rip his head off. I'm just gonna be like, dude, like okay, like I don't give a fuck. Like
Why are you gonna rip my
yeah, like why you wanna rip my head off, bro?
It
Like
takes a level of self-awareness because there are people who then play into that game and it's not their personality. And then
That's
you
what
watch
Dustin,
them
so Dustin Poirier versus Conor McGregor won. That's what I just watched a documentary on that the other night. That's why Conor McGregor won because Dustin tried playing into that role of
yes.
he got too angry and he tried to get into that role of I'm gonna try to match his energy that he's giving me. I'm gonna try to match this asshole energy. And then what happened? You get knocked out in the first round.
Yeah,
Jose did the
Same
same
thing.
shit,
You get
right?
too overwhelmed with people's trash talk and like
Yeah.
that's the thing. And I think that will happen with people will get annoyed that I don't care about their trash talk. People will try to come at me and I'll just be like, whatever, bro.
Well, there's a part too when you have somebody that's kind of like laughing and you're pissed. Like think about it, even if you're driving and somebody like, dude, nothing makes me more mad than when I get pissed and yell at somebody through the windshield and they smile and laugh
I'm
at
that
me.
guy.
I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck you, dude. I want you to give me the finger.
Yeah.
I want you
Oh
to
shit,
give
put
me
a gun at me or something.
yes, like give me some anger back. And instead, like they'll start laughing and stuff, or I'll
Yeah.
get some lady that she's like smiling.
Like some grandma, she's just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like,
It's horrible.
get out of the way, I'm
Then you
late.
feel like a piece of shit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I'm that guy. Like when you drive by, like I'm very like lighthearted. I feel like I shouldn't. I try to not. I learned this through my fight camps, but I don't want to ever be too high on emotion, and I never want to be too low. But
do you go into the fights knowing like, hey, I'm gonna dance at the end, or is it
oh yeah,
like you know exactly what it is that you're gonna be doing?
yeah. So that last dance that went very viral, I practiced that in my room for hours. I watched the video and I would visualize it. I would be in my gym and I would play the music on the loudspeakers when no one was there. And I would visualize me getting the finish and I would visualize me doing the dance after. And literally, I swear this sounds crazy to say, but during my fight day, I was not nervous about the fight at all. I was nervous about executing the dance perfectly. I swear, dude.
It's his fucking Emmy debut. That's so.
I didn't. The first thing I thought of when I finished the fight was, "Where's the camera? Like where?"
Dude,
You
so
could tell
I do
that
that
you,
for
like
sure.
definitely we're trying to look for.
I do that for sure. Like you try to eyeball the camera, right? And I don't have the fucking dancing skills, nor am I like in touch with what's
Yeah.
fucking in right now. But you always try to eyeball the camera. I usually fucking say something, right?
Yeah.
It's you kind of like have it in your head, right?
Yeah, well, I've always been around cameras like in high school and stuff. And like I have a dancing background too. Like I went to performing arts school to dance and sing and stuff like that. So like
Okay, so there's layers now that I'm starting to realize.
He's like
This is a fun. I'm telling you, it's a plan. This is a UFC plan.
That's
yeah. So like I've always been like
You know, like Tupac went to art school and like poetry school
really,
and
yeah.
acting school. Yeah, like there's a whole theory that he wasn't even like a real gangster.
Well, Hitler went to art school too.
Yeah,
He did.
Yeah.
So there's two ways you could go. They're both gonna end with you dead.
You know, we're at a fork in the road right now. I can either start a math
Bryce
business side-
Mitchell or
Yeah.
Jesus God.
Yeah, Bryce Mitchell went to art school.
He did?
No.
But yeah, there's two forks in the road I can go right now. But for sure, it's just stay myself, just keep being like a showman, just keep being myself. And I think people will continue to cling on to that as time continues to move on. They'll find that my personality is something that they want to like do. And I hope that I could like I've gotten a bunch of DMs of people like,
Yeah.
I want to start fighting now because like you made it look fun.
Yeah,
And like also like I want to make it look like easy too. Like when I go into fights, like I want to make things look easy, and then I want to like
Well,
do
I
it
think
again.
I think that's one thing that's like gonna be this. You're gonna have to deal with this because I even dealt with this a little bit. I wasn't on your level of like right, but here like regionally, it was
Mhm.
like I was the young kid come in cocky as fuck,
Mhm.
and like kind of doing shit that you're doing now. And everybody was like, yo, fuck this kid. And everybody's focused on like my energy and all this content or these posts, I would say, and my confidence.
Yeah.
And it was like, I'm also working harder than all of you.
Yeah, that's where the confidence comes from.
That's why I'm going to have success. And that's why I am confident, is because I know I'm working harder than everybody.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So it doesn't matter. You like, you're fucking hard. One, you're super fucking good, right? You're super talented. And you're also a hard worker. Like a testament is you fucking see my name in grappling industries and be like, yeah, I'll go.
Yeah. No, that was really cool to hear.
Yeah. That's something I didn't know either.
Yeah. I never
And
said
it's
it.
funny. It's funny. We both did the same thing because I'm driving. I'm like, fuck yeah, I get to go with Kyle. I was
Yeah.
like, hell yeah. And you did the same shit. Like, it's funny. And then now we're like, I mean, he comes every Tuesday now, every Saturday. He's training with us like a good amount, right?
Yeah.
And it's only gonna help like benefit.
Yeah, it's helped me
us, you know
so
what I
much.
mean?
Like, because at my gym, like I love my gym. I just don't have anyone to train MMA with there.
Yeah.
So
you're at a Tom Deblass affiliate?
Yes, Tom Deblass, and I'm really close with Tom too. Like me and Tom's been a great mentor.
I was going to ask you if his social, because he's got quite the social media.
He's helped me a lot too.
He seems like he's got a real good strategy.
He does. He's like a visionary. Like whatever he says just seems to happen.
Yeah,
it's very weird. For example, like our gym. Before I even started going there, our gym was like, it looked like this room. It was like this, and he just gave our coach, our main guy, advice on how to change it. And he's amazing. I love Tom. He's helped me a lot. I went there one time when I was a 2-stripe white belt. And man, I just got my ass beat there because at the time they had this girl who was a brown belt world champion that he just threw me in the fire with multiple times. And like, he does this thing where he creates a circle, and on competition nights, he creates a circle and he throws 2 people in there, and it's first to get a submission wins. And it's really hard. It's like feels like a competition. And I remember when I went down there, he had me go in there 6 times in a row. I went 6 times, and that was insane. I went 6 times in a row with different people. I went with that brown belt world champion 3 different times, and I went with like a bunch of other guys. And he's definitely been a person who's molded me into being like a better fighter, grappler. He's given me a bunch of advice. He's given me opportunities to go train in Vegas at Extreme Couture and stuff like that when I went down there. So love Tom. Great.
Yeah, it seems like he's in such good terms with everybody in the industry. Like nobody does not like Tom.
No, because I mean he's a good person. He's really a good person. He does his buddies over bullies thing, and he's very against like bullies, and like he's very high on self-defense for cops and stuff like that. And yeah, so he's a really good person. And with the social media thing too, like when I first started going there, when I first met him, I had no clue who he was. And he had like 120,000 Instagram followers. And I remember it's a funny story about Tom. The first time he came to our gym when I was there, he was doing a seminar. And halfway through the seminar, he picked me as an uke for some reason. And I'm like small and he's really big. And he was showing knee lever sweep from bottom half guard, and he picked me, and he was like trying to use me as an example to show how a small guy can do it to a bigger guy. So he had me like do the move on him very lightly, and he was like, okay, now do the move. And he legit, with all of his strength, mauls me. He starts like bear clawing me in the back of the head and is like smothering me with his chest, and he's like, do the move. And there's like 120 people at the seminar, and he's like, do the move. And I'm like a white belt, like trying to do this knee lever on Tom Deblass. Like, and he's like not letting me do it either. And he was like, do it. And everyone like in the crowd is like, and I'm like getting anxiety now. And he's mauling me. Like he's smothering me with his chest. And I ended up doing the move eventually. And ever since then, he told my coach, like, this is a kid that like, I like this kid. And he followed me on Instagram, and now he has like 550,000 followers. So he knows how to grow social media. But yeah, first time I met Tom, he beat the shit out of me.
You also didn't fold under pressure too. Like
that was a test.
Yeah, it was definitely
for sure. And I think that was like something. I don't know if like him and my coach talked about that before. I don't know if that was like pre-planned or if he just saw me and was like, this is a kid I want to test real quick or something. But he's definitely tested me a bunch. When I go to his gym, he gives me tests down there. He definitely believes in me, and that gives me.
Where's his gym?
In New Jersey. At Tom's River, New Jersey.
He was Gordon's first coach.
Yeah, and like he's coached guys like Gordon and Gary Tonin, like
Yeah.
he's been with the top level guys, and like the fact that he sees something in me, and he's also brought those guys to that level of success in grappling, like that gives me extreme confidence as well.
Is he associated with Enzo in any capacity?
I believe so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Mhm.
because Gary's like
Yeah,
pretty close with us.
he's a Henzo affiliate.
Yes. Yeah. Tom's in with them too. But we're actually his first affiliate ever, our gym.
Yeah,
So we're the first affiliate that he's ever had.
gotta do dad shit.
Yeah, we lost the
We lost the
main host.
Hendricks. So what's next? So you got your fight. What's the date on that?
April 19th.
April 19th,
Mhm.
which is the day before Hitler's birthday, which is also the day before Easter.
And the day before 420.
I was gonna get there. Okay. So when you think of, can we? No, it's gonna be out today. All right, let's see if we can kind of remember this shit. You're gonna finish them.
Round one.
Round one. What's the dance?
What's the dance? Okay, so you kind of have to play with the trends right now. The
Yeah,
one I've been working
for
on
sure.
is it's the uptown downtown dance. So it's like kind of like I'll show it. I'm not that good at it yet. I've been kind of practicing.
Perfect. We got your
But you
friend.
kind of got to like put your leg out and you like do this and you come back. Like this is like the viral dance going on right now.
Okay.
And like there's like some other parts to it too that I got to work on. But yeah, we're calling that out right there.
So you spend time doing this.
Yeah, I have the song in my Apple Music search right now. I do it all day. I've been in my mirror practicing it because it's hard. It's a hard dance to get down. But yeah, round one knockout. I could probably submit him in 15 seconds if I wanted to, but I don't want to do that because my last fight was a submission and I wanted a
I think
knockout.
it's good to get time on your feet as well. Honestly, I think one of the smartest things in my amateur career that I did, well, I think you did this really well with getting Muay Thai fights, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the best things I did was fight in PA. And I did my first 2 fights in PA on purpose because I didn't want to just like be like, yeah, I'm gonna take it down to me, right?
Mhm.
Because you get more time. I was like, I have to win on my feet in PA
Mhm.
because I can't punch you in the head when I'm on
Yeah, that was my coach's original goal with me was we know you're a good wrestler, decent. I'm a decent wrestler, and we know I think that I have like world level grappling like when I'm on. And like there's like if I want to be competing UFC level, like my striking needs to continue to develop and like I really want to knockout finish. I already have 2 in Muay Thai with 14-ounce gloves. So I know like when I connect, I didn't even throw a punch in my last fight. I threw 2 kicks and a shoulder strike that I got yelled at for. So I haven't thrown a punch yet in a fight, but I know that when I connect with a punch, I know it'll be over quick.
Yeah, I'm excited to see you open up, and then I'm excited, like, as far as when we progress, and I think we got a lot more time. Like, what do you see? Like, what do you see like the next year?
The next year, I want to turn pro, obviously, but I need fights because amateur, you got to do your amateur fights. But I mean, honestly, this could be just me being overconfident in myself. I think that I could go and compete with any 125er in the world. I think, honestly. So that's the goal for me right now is to just get my amateur fights out of the way and then just prove to people that I am one of the best 125ers in the world on the pro level. And once I prove that, which I think it'll be very fast and easy, I wouldn't say easy, but I think that I'll make it look easy. And then that's when I'll get to the level of I'll start getting the phone calls because with the presence too, with the stardom power of social media,
helps.
that's what helps propel you into this. Even if like for guys like Bo Nickel, like like Paddy Pimblett, I don't like his striking. I think his striking's horrid.
I think so. Patty said no to the UFC a couple
Yeah,
times.
for sure.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to work on his skills, which is a good idea. But still to this day, like I don't think his striking is that like him versus Michael Chandler. Like I don't know how I see him winning that fight. To really be honest with you,
Oh, really?
yeah, I don't
Hot
really.
take. I don't know about that.
I
think
don't.
Patty's gonna win.
I think Patty fucking drops him.
You think so?
I do. Patty's.
I think
I think
if
Patty's-
Michael Chandler doesn't knock him out in the first round, Patty's gonna win.
I mean,
Yeah.
here's what I will guarantee you. No matter what happens, Michael Chandler will give a speech.
Yeah, really. Maybe
He
even a
retire?
backflip. But like
No.
we got to remember, like
No.
like Paddy Pimblett's last win was against Bobby Green, who shot a takedown on him. Bobby Green is one of the most stupid fighters ever. He is one of the worst IQs you've ever seen.
But did you? So I went back and watched that fight. I think Bobby Green didn't just make a bad decision. I think Bobby Green got tagged,
Yeah, I think
and which actually made me think a lot more of like the power that at least Patty carries with him. He is a
big ass dude. He's fat.
He's huge
Yeah.
for that weight class. Even
For
when he's
sure.
in shape, like his frame's just so big.
Yeah.
I think I don't know, man. He knows I'm not like a Michael Chandler fan.
Yeah. I mean,
he hates America too.
Not an American guy. But
yeah, he's a big fan of America.
See,
really.
but back to the original point, kind of got on a little sidetrack there, but like Patty got carried a lot through his UFC, like with just his stardom. Like he lost that fight against Jared Gordon, whether you think it or not, he lost that fight. I had money on Patty, and I still think that he lost that fight. So like, he fought terribly in the fight, if we're just being honest. So like having the star power, which credit to him, he did a great job of promoting himself well and creating a fan base. That's what gets you into the UFC. Because if he didn't have that star power and he was like being like not annoying, but if he was being like the way that he is, and he wouldn't be in the position that he is now. Absolutely. So that's why the star power matters.
Yeah, 100%. And your skills are there. I think really for you, it's just, getting fights. And I think after this fight, especially keep dancing on motherfuckers, it's gonna be hard for you to get AMI fights. I think it's just getting as many fights as possible.
That's what I'm trying to fight as much, injured or not.
And then I think next year, beginning of next year is probably the best. Like if I were to draw a time frame, but no means does my opinion matter. I think that would be like the best time frame. We just try to aim it fucking up until then, try to get a belt or two. And
I mean, I feel like by the end of this year, I could probably fight for a 135 made men, like Elijah. He's fighting for the 135 made men belt. And like, I think by the end of the year, I'll fight for that belt too.
Yeah. I think so. I also think like another important thing would be making 125.
I've never fought 125, so I'm saying all this, but I've never made it.
Yeah.
But day before, I walk around very light for one. I'm cutting 3 pounds for 135. So
yeah, I mean,
with the right fight camp,
especially if you fight out here, because you cut weight with us. Like obviously Youngstown's not that far. But yeah, I think it's really like, I think an amateur career, right? If you're already like coming in with a high level of skill, it's really like, all right, let's practice the weight cut. Let's practice getting under the lights. Let's practice fighting a southpaw. Let's practice fighting a really good striker.
Yeah, my main training partner is a southpaw, so that's always been that's a nice thing for me.
Yeah.
Do you ever factor in like, I want to fight somebody that's going to give me a ton of adversity? Like I need to be able to
100%.
Or do you just almost plan for that in any fight?
I don't know, dude. Like when I fought my amateur career, I was just like, let's fight. And then once I went pro, it was like that's when I started to face adversity. But luckily, like to not sound like an asshole, I'm just like bad motherfucker. I just got through it. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like a lot of people would have folded. You know what I mean? Because I didn't face adversity until my pro debut. And then every fight since I've like had a little adversity in some capacity. And I think like he's had adversity, right? Especially Muay Thai fights. Cause like the thing about Muay Thai fights is you're gonna get hit.
Yeah.
Right. No matter what. Right.
I didn't get hit.
Sometimes, most of the time, you're gonna get hit, right? And you got the fucking big ass thing on your dome. That's why, you got all the bullshit that comes with it, right? So I think getting through the adversities, like, that's the hard part, right?
Yeah,
that's.
I think also like with the adversity part, like right now, like the amount of confidence that I've gone into every single fight, like I know that I'm better than whoever I'm fighting right now. I know that there's no shot right now that I'm better, that anyone's better than me that I'm going to be fighting. And if they are, great. If they are, I get good experience. Like that's the mindset that I'm having. It's not being fearful that they're going to be like a super strong, tough opponent. If they are, great. But I'm going in there knowing that like I'm just straight up better at this point. So there's not much of that right now for me. But I know when I turn pro, I'm going to get tough fights. I'm going to get some scrappy 38-year-old who has
that's the thing about pro is like you'll just be like, why this guy is fucking 2-8 and why is he hitting me?
Yeah, and why is it not falling? Is like the thing. Is like some of those guys when you get to the higher level, like even in here when I'm sparring with some guys, like I'll hit some guys with some shots, like I hit you with some shots, or like I'll hit like Luke Martin, or like I'll hit someone with a good shot, and I'm like, yeah, they didn't really phase them too much. I feel like that should have hurt them. Like,
Yeah, I think one thing I remember when you came in on it wasn't that long ago. It was the day I cut you. You came in on your first Tuesday and we were like warming up and you were like, yeah, I've never done like an actual like MMA practice, like MMA for
Nope.
MMA. And I was like, oh, that's wild.
Yeah.
And I could tell like it was like new to you. Like you were doing fine and like you were getting through it, but I could tell it was like new. You were like,
Yeah, I
wow,
didn't
this
want
is
to
a
like
lot.
hit someone too hard.
Yeah, you're like, this is a lot. Yeah, and coming to a new gym.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to be like, because then if I go into a new gym and say that by some chance I crack you with something, and then a coach saw that and they go over and they're like, "Hey, Kyle just cracked Lucas. Like, let's go fuck him up." Like, I don't want that to
Yeah.
happen because like,
Especially, yeah.
so like I don't want to be like that guy who comes into a new gym just starts trying to flatline everyone. Like this place I can confidently call like a place that like I have so many friends here now. Like this
Mhm.
is like I would even say like I like train here. Like I
Yeah.
tell people like they're like, "What do you train?" I'm like stout and leverage.
Yeah.
Like these are my people now. So like I didn't want to come in here at the start because I haven't. I mean, I've done like some like MMA positional classes,
Hmm.
and like I've of course like sparred like small gloves with like my friends, but I've never like had like an MMA for MMA day, like where we're sparring at 5-5s and then we're doing the positional grappling after. Like that was a lot, and I went home beat that day, and I was bleeding from my face because he decided to. Yeah, shout out Lucas. I was bottom full guard, and he's an asshole and threw an overhand elbow at me, cut my face open.
All right, here's the thing. Me and Warren doing this big block, we're learning elbows. I'm like, fuck yeah. We're at the end of practice. Kyle's tired. I'm not because I don't get tired. And yeah, he was in like half guard. And Warren was like, we were just doing this drill where if somebody like grabs your head, you roll out and you throw an elbow.
Mhm.
And I was like, he grabbed my head and I was like, fuck yeah. I rolled it. I literally checked my elbow pad to make sure because I like they slip off, right?
Yeah,
And I
for sure.
checked it I was like, I like checked it on like my body and I was like, oh, it's on. And I threw it. But the thing is, I was like cutting a shit ton of weight and I'm
Mhm.
shit you not, my arms are skinny, right? So it didn't slide down how it usually does. It slid up. And I cut him and the pad like was on my tricep and like the unpadded part of it was.
Could you tell as soon as you threw?
No, because I've cut two people with elbows and both times I was like, I wonder if that landed. Because you barely fucking nick them. And
Yeah, it didn't hurt, which was the weird thing. I wasn't like ow, like
Wasn't
Well,
like
you said
correctly.
you said something. I think you just felt it.
I literally
I think you
was
grabbed
like I
your
was
face.
guarding my face after that, and I pulled my hand away, and there was a puddle of blood in my hand, and I looked at him. I said, "I think that just cut me."
Yeah,
And
and
then
I
I
was like,
pulled-
oh fuck.
I pulled away, and then Will walked over. He was like, "Fuck, that's bad," and everyone's like, "That's so bad," and I'm like, honestly, like I'm not a big cut guy. I don't like deep cuts. That kind of like makes me a little queasy.
Mhm.
I don't like a lot of stuff with MMA, like deep arm bars and stuff. It kind of like
Freaked out
I
a
look
little
away.
bit.
Like my last fight,
Dude, your last fight made me want to throw up.
dude, it was bad. I don't like that stuff. And I had a fully locked in arm bar. I was upside down. I was about to go belly down. And this is a funny story. I was upside down on my arm bar and I had it. It was breaking over. And I haven't done an arm bar with a cup on in a long time. So I was like, I had his arm over my arm and I heard his
Yeah.
arm cracked over my cup. And I was like 50% pulling. I wasn't even like ripping it all the way. So I look at Chip while I'm upside down, who's the ref, and I say, Chip, I'm about to break his arm. Because he wasn't tapping, and I heard his arm break. And I would looked at Chip and I said, I'm gonna break his arm. And like right after I said that, I was about to go belly down, and Chip was like, "Hey, like that's it." Like, he stopped
Chip's good, man.
because the dude didn't tap. And then after the fight, he was like, "Yeah, I didn't tap. Like that was kind of bullshit stoppage." And I was like, "Bro, you have like 3 kids and you work 70 hours a week. Like I was gonna break
You don't
your
need
arm.
your arm snapped.
Like I was gonna he was a cool dude. I was like, dude, I was gonna break your arm. So it made me like uncomfortable.
You're like, all right, let's start again in that position and we can resume the fight.
Yeah.
He was like, that was stacking you, and I was like,
You're stacking me into your arm getting broken.
yeah. So I think it was just funny that I had the moment to look at Chip, and we made eye contact. And I was like,
Chip and break it.
yeah, I'm gonna break it. And he was like, he acknowledged that, and because I don't like that stuff. I don't like arm bars. I don't like cuts. So I drove home that day, like borderline passing out that whole ride home. I had to stop at
From
Sheets.
practice.
Yeah, I had to stop at Sheets and get a little bag of nerds.
I felt so bad.
Yeah, I had to get a little bag of nerds
like,
and a Gatorade.
because I'm in the middle of fight camp, right? It's like,
Mhm.
fucking,
You're so dialed in.
I'm so dialed in. That was like my last like hardest spar, right? That was my first time like really being able to like go full with Kyle. And
We were on the ground too doing grappling.
Yeah, we were
stuff,
on
and
the
that's kind of
ground.
like my field. Like,
Yeah, yeah, and you like a really good look. Like I wanted to go with him for those rounds, and then I've been like working so much on the pressure stuff, and I land him. I'm like, fuck, bro.
yeah,
But he was super cool about it, and he was like, stop apologizing.
yeah. I mean, that should happen. I mean,
Yeah,
we're
it should
not
happen.
in painting class.
Yeah.
It's not wine and dine. It's
Yeah,
we're fighters. It's like at the end of the day,
I
like,
now every time I see I'm just see this scar. I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
that sucks. I feel bad, but that's like
it's healing up pretty well. I didn't get stitches or nothing. I just raw dogged it. Just let it
you're
heal.
wearing a Batman mask, pulling up
Looks
to
good.
grappling.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to tape my face for. I had a grappling industry.
Yeah, I saw that. You had like a big white.
Yeah, I had a big piece of tape around my face.
So it was just tape. All right.
No,
First, I thought
it was a
you did, like,
massive.
gauze.
It was a bunch of black tape, and my nose was completely smushed in that tournament. I ended up winning that tournament, but dude, I couldn't breathe out of my nose for 3 hours. It was so bad.
Gangster. He got cut on Tuesday and then did the fucking tournament the next week
Yeah,
or the following week.
we paid $150 for it. I'm fucking doing that tournament.
Good point. Good point. Good point. That was Arnold, which is pretty tough tournament if you're gonna have a tough tournament.
Yeah, I wanted to win
Grappling
that too
rules.
because I've done it twice and I've came short every single time to like, just stupid grappling shit, like someone pulling guard and they get like some stupid sweep and you just lose. Like, and I just knew that like I was at a level where,
Dude, you should do worlds this year, blue belt, if you can.
yeah, we'll see. I know
If you
that,
don't have a fight,
yeah, I know that I want to do a high level grappling competition at the highest level. But the problem with the worlds right now for me is those guys are grappling full time every single day. Their sport is jujitsu. And it's like, if I'm not completely dedicated to a jujitsu camp, I don't feel comfortable going to worlds against people who are high level leg
fuck it,
fuckers.
just go.
I mean, yeah, I could just go. I think I will. I think I will win if I do.
I think
go.
you would. I think you would win. I think the only thing that would like inhibit you on winning is like you trying to pull guard. Or
Me?
something. I think you should just go. I think you should just go wrestle fuck everybody, and then if it,
I'd rather cut my hand off than pull guard.
yeah, if it turns into like
Yeah,
like I think you would just out scramble, out wrestle everybody.
For
I
sure.
think your jujitsu is really good. I think you would probably win worlds. Like I honestly do. I think you should definitely do it if you can, or pans or whatever.
yeah. I do want to. I want to have like one of those like titles that because I think that helps you get in the UFC. If you win worlds or you win pans and they know that you're a good
Yeah.
grappler, like that'll also help propel you. It's a talking point for sure.
Yeah,
And I can get good clips there too.
yeah.
That's what I think about now. Like,
More dances.
dude,
Dude, don't dance at IBJJF unless you are, and you are not allowed to dance until you win the finals because you will get DQ'd from that fucking
Bro.
tournament, especially if your name's Kyle O'Hare. Yeah,
I have a bad, maybe my brain's getting messed up, but last night when I did that match on 10 minutes notice, I didn't really I'm not going to say I didn't expect to win, but I was like, I wasn't like going in there like, yeah, I'm going to smash this dude. Cause I literally, I put a Zin in and I was chilling there watching the fights and my friend's like, they got a match. And I was like, all right, I'll do it. But the moment I got that clip of me putting my finger in his butt, the rest of the match, all I could think about was, all right, I got my clip. I literally said that in my head. I said, I got my clip.
fuck it.
That's all
I mean, yeah, I mean, honestly, like to a certain extent, like that is what motherfuckers like. Like that's
Yeah,
good. That's good
'cause,
for
like,
you.
the
That's
rest
good
of
for you. Because what I mean, yes, you, yes, you.
You know how that came across, right?
What?
You're like, that's what motherfuckers like. I'm like,
Well, well,
pause.
yeah.
the clip. They like the clip.
They
See, I'm
like
just
the
clip
clip.
farming.
Yeah.
That's all I'm doing. See, I'm in a constant state of clip farming.
Yeah. Dude, well, I mean, the alternative was you just sitting there and watching. So you go up there, you lose a match by decision,
Yep.
and you get a viral clip out of it, right?
Exactly. And I was mad I didn't get a match because I wanted to get more content because I also want to get experience, of course, as a fighter. But like right now, like where I'm at, it's like I just need to keep firing into that algorithm.
Have you had anybody yet that you are competing against that goes into it knowing that you're almost looking for them to be your viral clip?
Oh, I feel like I've never.
You know what I mean?
I've
Like,
never
has
had-
anybody said anything?
That's why, dude, that's why I think it's gonna be hard for you to get a fight because nobody
think
wants to be.
Nobody
fucking
wants to be
beat.
the
Nobody
other
wants to
end
be
of
a
it.
meat.
No, and I've
Nobody
been
wants to
thinking
be-
about that. Like people didn't when before my last MMA fight, I had 12 people pull out in a row. I had no one wanted to fight me. And that's before I was even doing all this stupid shit.
Mhm.
Like I still danced and stuff, but like it wasn't viral. So people didn't really like know about it.
Who's that one street beast you don't play?
Oh my God, Wing
yeah.
Wing DC. Dude, I would smash that guy.
Well, I know, but it would be good. It would
It would be
probably
good.
help.
I told him he was like we should fight one day, and he always comments on my stuff like
Dude, every single time.
Dude, he's always like, this is a valuable opponent in the Wing DC storyline. I'm like, we're not in a fucking anime, bro. Like,
So
stop
funny.
commenting on like.
I love it. At first, I looked at his fucking Instagram and I was like, I hate this guy.
I mean,
Right? And then
Some people are the
and
best
then-
at trolling though.
well, he's a great troller. He knows what he's
No.
doing. But no, if I fought him, I don't think it'd be I mean, it might be a fun fight, but again, I would take it.
he's not terrible.
I mean, he's not-
He's
yeah, but
decent.
I'm better.
Oh yeah, 100%. You're way better.
But it's
He might
yes.
punch you once, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, this will get him fired up now. He'll be commenting on the clip like,
He walks out with like angel wings and
Really?
then has like fake tattoos and like
Oh,
are those
yeah.
real?
I was wondering that they might be real. I don't want to give him too much attention on this, so let's move on.
Yeah, it's funny, man.
Yeah.
So I went back.
It's hilarious.
What I was trying to find earlier was this wild fucking story. Are you familiar with this guy? I think his name's Chris Ayers, wrestling coach from Stanford or former wrestling coach from Stanford.
Mm-mm.
No.
So there was two brothers that their dad was I think a former Navy SEAL, and he would make the brothers wrestle blindfolded in the basement in the dark.
Really?
Yeah. And so they would wrestle, I definitely blindfolded, but they would do this their whole childhood. And like to the point where the dad got a lot of scrutiny for how he was raising the kids. So the dude ended up becoming,
That's fair.
yeah, right. The dude ends up becoming the Stanford wrestling coach
Mhm.
and has a student, or I think it may have even been a wrestler, that was like, hey, I need a place to stay. And so he let him sleep on the couch.
Yeah.
And the dude fucking tried to like rob him and tie him up. And something happened where
Oh, I've
like
heard this story.
he ends up tied up to a chair and the dude is gonna kill him. And the guy's like, hey, can you do me a favor? Can you just turn the light off before you kill me? And he was like, for whatever reason, the dude turned the light off and this motherfucker fucked this dude up, like taped or tied to a chair and ended up getting away. And he was like, it was all because he was comfortable fighting in the dark from all those years of wrestling with the blindfold on.
I mean, shit,
Now-
it worked out.
Right?
That's crazy. I never
Is that
heard
like
that.
a wrestling? What my luck is probably some fucking bullshit like Facebook story that got me or a TikTok video.
Dude, no, I've actually
Because I'm
Never heard
struggling.
I've heard
struggling
that
to find
story
it, but
from somewhere.
yeah,
Never heard that.
I have heard it from somewhere, and it could be fake, right?
could be
It
fake.
Yeah, that sounds like something that could be fake, but I mean, if it is true, that is like, that's just like some movie shit where it's like,
Yeah.
like you trained your whole life, you trained your
John
and your
Wick.
kids hated you for it. Like that's like the story.
Yes.
Kids hate, and then all of a sudden it all pans out and it pans to the dad, and he's like,
Fucking told you.
"Ah, I told you so, kid."
The
And
Palmers grew up wrestling bears, so like a bear ever
I
fucking
would wrestle a
so
bear so bad.
I would. Okay, what's
Like a-
the biggest animal that you think the biggest wild animal that you think you could kill with your bare hands? And I
Not a
want
great
I'm
question.
talking pound for pound, right? Not danger level, not.
Well, the thing is that us as humans compared to animals, we are very like inferior. So
Dude,
it's
have
like-
you ever been? Dude, I was face to face with this deer in Colorado, and I was like, I feel like a fucking.
I
bitch.
fucking
This thing, no, this
dismantle a deer?
it's not. They're not Midwest deers. These motherfuckers are scary, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna go back in the shed.
I'm also really small.
Like one on
Yeah.
one.
So
Yeah, just mano a mano.
I think a coyote.
See, that's a wild. That's a crazy.
yeah, but they're like
thing.
really mean and they bite.
I think you could pick a bigger animal with less ferocity than that.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
definitely could.
You're
I would
going-
say,
you're going really, really.
I don't want any dogs or cats. I don't want any
You
cats.
guys-
The
I think
cats
you-
are fucking mean.
I think you guys are thinking wrong. Like I'm thinking like long.
You're thinking,
Oh.
like, oh, well, yeah. When you put it
I'm
like
talking
that.
like pound for pound animal.
Talking about, like,
like a
maybe-
giraffe would probably stomp on me. I think
maybe a
that's-
zebra. I think I fuck up a zebra. Maybe
I think that's too. I think a llama might be.
Zebras are like big horses.
I think I
What if I, like,
would fuck up.
pull guard, go ashi, put a straight ankle, and I break the zebra.
That's what I would definitely attack the legs.
feel like I feel like their legs or something. I mean, they're probably dense. They're probably everyone's probably really
Zebras a bad call. Have you ever seen a fucking horse? Those things are huge.
Yeah.
I think
Zebras
llama.
are
I think llama is a good call.
Yeah.
That could be
I've,
good.
I've
Maybe
spent,
like a
I've, spent
flamingo.
I spent a lot of flamingos are like.
They have,
Lord
look at their
knows.
one leg
Those
kick,
things
dude.
are
A flamingo
fucking
gets
scary.
fucked. Imagine leg kicking a
You could
flamingo.
probably, yeah, they got like John
Dude,
Jones legs.
yeah,
fold
bro.
them in half.
Yeah, you take a flamingo's leg out. I always want to say like kangaroo, but I know I just don't have
No,
hands.
fuck no. Dude.
Those
That
things are
thing's-
dude. The videos of them fucking boxing.
I would
kinda got
love to.
hands.
I would love to fight a kangaroo.
Put gloves on it, and for sure I would. Put gloves and like, just, like
I would fight a
feet on.
kangaroo.
I would for fun. Would I
If it
win?
can't kick me,
I would do that for an Instagram clip. I should try to hit someone up from
dude,
Australia.
you're trying to really, really pushing this.
Dude, you got to at some point.
They're like undefeated amateur fighter dies by fighting kangaroo.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
That'd fucking suck. Yeah, I would fight a kangaroo for sure though. We could do that. I'll record it.
That I'm down for that.
I'll coach you.
Yeah, no, let's see if we have a budget for it.
Yeah. We'll check the budget
Fly
for
back
that,
to
which is
fucking Australia.
non-existent.
But all right, man. What are any shout outs, anything you're thinking? What's next? How do we watch?
Okay. April 19th, Made Men Promotions. Ticket links, streaming links, all in my bio. You can get those wherever. Make sure you put my name in because I can get money so I could spend it on Xbox and buy new skins in Fortnite. What else? This fight, stay alive. I post every single day, different content. So that, and yeah, just keep on fighting, stay active, keep training, having fun. It's really all I got here.
Yeah, dude. I can't wait to watch your career progress in the next 2 years. Like,
No, it's exciting.
Yeah, dude, it's really exciting. I'm definitely gonna come out in Youngstown, and I cannot wait to watch you.
Yeah, it's going to be a
perform. It'll be
spectacle.
fun.
If you can, if you're watching this and you're around Youngstown, Cleveland, Pittsburgh area, you should definitely come. It's going to be, when I walk out, the place might burn a little bit. And if I win,
Dude, it's
the place will
also
burn.
it's also at a great venue.
Yeah, it's at a place that we go to and party. Like we have
I love
this
it.
venue is like a place that they do like party, like they do like club set, like it's like a club setting. So like I've gotten blacked out drunk in this building many times. Like we are very familiar with this building. So it's
Yeah.
like
Oh yeah.
being able to fight here now, like my friends are, it's everyone that's going to be there, win or lose, the place is probably going to burn down. So I would come. if you
Yeah,
can.
it sounds like a party. It's Penguin City Brewery.
Yeah.
It's a great time.
For sure.
But all right. Anything?
When are you allowed to give insight?
Nothing signed yet.
got
So
something
we'll
brewing.
wait. We'll wait.
He's
We'll wait.
cooking something
Fight
up.
Pass. Fight Pass is brewing.
Oh,
We're working on some Fight Pass
Fight
stuff.
Pass. UFC Fight Pass.
Yes. The
And
UFC Fight
new
Pass.
sponsorship?
Yeah, me and Kyle, Shroom Bar. Honestly, dude, you can feel it.
Yeah.
Like,
dude,
when I ate one before the podcast, about halfway through, I was like, "Whoa."
it's weird.
And
I
like,
literally
it's-
got like a sense. So I ate one and about 10 minutes later, I was like, I'm just going to go on a walk. It was a nice day out. And I swear like 10, 15 minutes later, like not even saying this because like they sponsor me or anything. I legit felt like a fog was cleared over my eyes and I almost got like smarter for like 3 seconds. And I was like, I almost felt
need
like
that too.
I almost felt like
Need-
I was too enlightened for about 15 minutes. And I almost got anxiety from it. I was like, I'm thinking too hard right now.
Yeah.
And dude, this stuff really works. At Lion's Mane, Turkey's Tail, cordyceps, and the other one starts with an R. I'm not smart enough to pronounce
Dude,
it.
mushrooms are so beneficial in so many
Yeah.
different ways.
Mhm.
And
Sure.
like that, we were talking about Shroom Tech from On It.
Yeah.
That was one of the most impactful natural supplements that I've ever
Dude.
taken in my life.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
these
make
are-
you better at fighting. They like kind of
Massive endurance pump.
Dude, really. I honestly, I forgot.
It helps you transport more oxygen to your blood.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, it helps
I-
like recreate brain cells,
Yeah.
like the production of brain cells.
I like them, dude. Yeah,
No, they're actually they taste. I honestly, when they first hit me up, I was like, these probably taste like shit. And then I ate it, and I was like,
they taste like a Laura bar if you've ever had one. of
Mhm.
those.
yeah,
Okay.
for sure. Yeah, no, they're good though. So
Yeah.
use my code KO or use yours. What's your code?
Lucas.
Lucas. Use code Lucas. Use code KO. Get what is it? 15% off.
Yep.
Yeah, 15% off,
15.
and put money in our pockets.
You could probably get to it on their Instagram, right?
Yep, Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're blowing up in the little area. Not as big as Kyle.
Not as big as mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
All right.
Appreciate you coming
Thank
on.
you, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate it, brother.
All right. Thank you guys.
Hendrix, come here.